Yo, what is up guys? Steel Vico here, and welcome back to another video. And in this video I have yet another unboxing for you guys for Spirit Halloween 2022, even though this is a 2021, I believe, animatronic. So, recently my store got one of these in, got these shipments in. One of my coworkers noticed it and knew I would want one. So they let me know immediately and I jumped on it as soon as it hit the sales floor. So, I'm really excited to have this one. This is one that I've wanted ever since it came out like a year ago. And now we're finally going to be unboxing and setting him up and doing a demo of him. So there is one in my store. I think I'm supposed to set it up at some point, but we only have one left. So I'm not 100% sure if that's going to happen. But either way, I'll be able to get a demo of him for you guys on the channel, whether it's the one from the store or the one from here. So anyway, with all that being said, let's get right into the unboxing. I'm sure y'all have seen the box. Pretty cool box art with a different print than the Spirit Halloween usual because of Killer Klowns from Outer Space. I have seen the movie and I enjoyed it, and so that's another reason why I had to get this animatronic. This one has like a special seal, 4 little seals, so you would know if it's been tampered with, which fortunately it has not. Obviously, since I jumped on it right away. When you open it, the first thing you see is his head, which is labeled I. And it is absolutely huge, and it's awesome. Pretty big head. Good mold. A little bit imprinted, just a tiny bit, but not too bad at all. Hair's a little flat. You mess with that a little bit later. You can see this is his head. Pretty sick. I love it. I think, yeah, it's pretty good. His mouth is a little bit goofed up, but nothing too problematic. And he does have a hairnet. His clothes in here. His mechanism and back, and the base instructions right here. In here is a lot. There's his base. We've got some poles, his mechanism, and body form. His boots, which are really cool. One in each bag. They're separate, unlike SBI boots, but these ones have a lot more detail to them. One of his hands, without the gloves. And then his hand, other hand, and his punching glove hand, as well as his adapter, are included. Alright, so that's everything that is in the box. Let's get this guy set up. Alright, so now the first step, of course, will be to set the base up, as with almost every setup that I can think of. That is always the first step. Now this one is a bit zip tied down. It's got some poles zip tied to it, but nothing we can't deal with here. Or maybe something you can deal with? Question mark. There we go. That is separated. All the poles are labeled B. This is obviously the hip loop. And this is his base. I would think the base goes this way with the A facing forward. I might be wrong on that though. But yeah, let's set the base right here. I think you guys can see that. And then next we are going to be attaching the leg poles. We'll know if we've got it wrong later. So the leg poles go like this, they slide over the top. Same push pin things that most modern animatronics use. In fact, I think even non-modern, even the older style ones use this. It's just a good design. Simple, easy to understand. Next, we slide the boots on. The one labeled K goes on this side, would go on the right side. and the one labeled, oh, they're both labeled K. Okay, never mind. But I believe they are both, I think these are actually the same. These boots could go either way, I believe. So we're just going to slide them over. I'm going to put this one on the left side, though, or the right side. So it goes like that. And yes, they are the same on either side. So you don't have to worry about flipping them around or putting them backwards or anything, because you can't. So next is sliding his clothes on. So his clothes are in this big, very loud, crinkly bag here, which is probably destroying the audio. But it is made of this kind of like, I mean, it's obviously some sort of fabric, but it's very foam filled. It feels like it's very sturdy and solid, which I like. And obviously they kind of needed to go for that for the outfit that Shorty is wearing. But you just slide this over each of the leg pulls, each of the legs through here. And I guess that is, the legs are padded. That's the word. It's all very well padded, so that you won't need to add foam legs or anything like that. So then that goes like that over top. And then we attach his control box, or his mechanism here. Obviously the push pins will only let you put it one way. It's a little tricky sometimes if they don't quite line up at first, but it goes like this. Then we have his hip loop, which we attach, and I believe you can put over top, maybe, potentially. There we go. Over top, like so. We're spinning it around, and it clicks in like so. And then you pull his clothes up and over. This piece is a little bit loose on mine, which is a little strange, a little worrying, but I'm sure that's okay. Okay, yes, you do want this facing the back. There's like a little triangle bit on the hip loop that hangs down. That does go backwards like that. And then you pull the clothes up and over. This just pulled out. Oops. Okay. So this goes up and over. And then I will now reattach the hip loop, since it was giving me a little bit of trouble before, and it's going to be more convenient now. There we go. Like so. Obviously leave the back open for now. Alright. So his shoes are facing wrong. That can be readjusted later, of course. Now, next step will be his hands, which I'm going to go with the punching glove hands for now, because that's fun. Yes, that's the reason I'm taking them. Obviously from that scene in the movie where he knocks that guy's block off, punching glove is also a little bit easier to know which one goes where. Thumb is pointing up, so you want this one labeled G to go up to his left arm. Just, like I said, intuitively, like I said with my last setup, you kind of intuitively figure that out. Just think about where your thumbs would point if you were in the same position. Thumbs should be facing inward. I know he's an alien and he's got alien hands, but still that makes sense to me in that on how to properly set it up. There we go. Also, while you're at it, there's a motion sensor that is in his shirt here, his like onesie thing, his outfit, that has a black, yellowish, orange, and a red wire, and you can attach that to the mechanism, the slash base's control box. Obviously, matches to the corresponding wire, which has the same pattern of wires and colors. And I believe that is the only thing you would need to connect at that point. Then, obviously, his other arm, same thing. This one is labeled G as well, and it is facing the correct way, I believe. Actually, you can adjust it and turn it, I believe. I think, yeah, because it'll be facing up, so you can adjust it either way. And I believe that's the same case with his fingers here. This is H. H would go like this on this side, and then this is also labeled H actually, and the same thing here. It works either way. You just how you turn the arms. They're both labeled the same though, which is kind of weird. They're both H, which is not really helpful at all. It's actually not helpful whatsoever, but just intuitively you can kind of figure that out. And if you accidentally put it on backwards and you step back and realize they're backwards, they're pointing the wrong way, that's okay. You can go back and take care of that. Oh boy. So his arm is being a little tricky right now. What's going on? So it is posable. I believe they did that for a reason, so you can adjust it so that they could just send you 2 of each and not have to worry about sending everybody with 2 lefts and 2 rights. They're the same, I guess, is how that works. And then so you slide that in. That's in a bit of an awkward position right now, but so is that one. So you maybe stretch that out a little bit. They're both in actually very awkward positions at the moment. But that is how we're going to leave it for the moment. Right now, up next is, of course, my favorite part, attaching the head. Okay, so now we attach his head. There is a hairnet in the back here that you can take off. I don't think you want to keep that on. That kind of looks silly. Not movie accurate whatsoever, so yeah, we're just going to take that off. Obviously, just to keep it while it's being stored. Just toss that in there. And there he is. His ear's a little bent. His ear's bent kind of funny. You can fix that. It can be bent back, so that's not a big deal, I believe. But that's probably because of the hairnet, I assume. But yeah, anyway, don't drop his head. Attach his head to his neck. And I noticed this has a similar setup. This is just a square post. Very similar to what Betty Sharp has. It's a very similar setup to Betty Sharp's head. And you just slide it through, I think. If it wants to cooperate right now, which it won't. On. You just kind of work it in there back and forth until it slides in. And, 1, There we go. You gotta kind of force it in there just a little bit. So the last step is plugging him in and sealing him back up. Obviously, pose the arms how you want them. You know, tuck in anything that you don't want to be seen, such as the zip ties on his punching gloves, which there are like a bunch of spare zip ties. I think they might be for the punching gloves. I don't know any other reason why they'd be in there. He's pretty cool looking, actually. I love the face on him. Mine is a little bit goofed, but it's nothing too bad and nothing that's, you know, a deal breaker or anything. Also, his pants tuck over his boots, I believe. Sometimes spin a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. There we go. So now we plug in this adapter and see if he works. Alright, so that was Shorty. Pretty cool. I kind of have him set up a little bit goofy, you know, now that I think about it. Oops, that's glued on. So it needs to be spaced out a little bit, actually. Don't pull on it. Don't pull on this too much. It's glued on there. It's supposed to be like that. But yeah, overall he's very cool. It's a weird setup because his thing is backwards. Alright guys, that was the setup and unboxing of Shorty, the Shorty animatronic from Spirit Halloween 2021. Also available for 2022 at most stores. At most Spirit Halloween stores, that is. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I've been getting a lot of subscribers lately, so thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate it. You know, whether you subscribed a year ago or if you just subscribed like 10 minutes ago, I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.